1. Magic Johnson era, the original playmaker. When we talk about the evolution of the point guard, it all begins with Earvin Magic Johnson, arguably the most transformative figure to ever man the position. In the late 1970s and 1980s, Magic redefined what it meant to be a point guard in the NBA. Before Magic, point guards were typically shorter, quick, and primarily responsible for bringing the ball up the court, setting up plays, and facilitating the offense. They were facilitators first and scorers second. Magic shattered that mold completely. Standing at 6 feet 9 inches, Magic Johnson was an anomaly. His height alone gave him an unprecedented advantage. He could see over defenses, making passes that other point guards could only dream of. But it wasn't just his size that made him special. It was his vision, creativity, and basketball IQ. Magic could anticipate movements before they happened, threading passes through tiny windows and turning simple plays into highlight reel moments. His ability to orchestrate the Lakers' offense was unparalleled. Every fast break, every half-court set, every pick and roll involved a level of improvisation and intelligence that made Magic not just a point guard, but a true floor general. Magic's style was intrinsically tied to the Showtime Lakers, the team that revolutionized basketball with its speed, flair, and entertainment value. Unlike the slower, methodical offenses of the era, Showtime relied on fast breaks, constant motion, and precise passing. Magic thrived in this environment. His quick thinking and fearless decision-making allowed him to capitalize on chaos, turning defensive rebounds into instant scoring opportunities. He didn't just distribute the ball, he dictated the pace of the game, controlling every moment on the court. Another critical aspect of Magic's impact was his versatility. Unlike traditional point guards who stayed on the perimeter, Magic could rebound like a forward, score like a guard, and still run the offense. In the 1980 NBA Finals as a rookie, he famously played center in place of the injured Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, leading the Lakers to a championship. This adaptability showed that point guards could transcend their roles and influence every facet of the game. Magic's leadership went beyond physical ability. His charisma and confidence inspired teammates and intimidated opponents. Players like Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, James Worthy, and Byron Scott flourished because Magic elevated everyone around him. He made basketball a team-first sport without sacrificing personal brilliance, a delicate balance that later point guards would aspire to emulate. In short, Magic Johnson transformed the point guard position from a functional role into an art form. He combined size, skill, intelligence, and personality in a way that had never been seen before. The era of Magic proved that a point guard could be the engine, the strategist, and the star all at once. Without Magic, the next waves of point guards Isiah Thomas, John Stockton, Steph Curry, and ultimately Luka Doncic would not have had the blueprint for innovation, versatility, and leadership that defines the modern point guard today. Magic Johnson wasn't just a player, he was a revolution in motion. 2. Isiah Thomas and the early transition. After Magic Johnson redefined the point guard position with his size, vision, and versatility, the 1980s also saw the rise of Isiah Thomas, a player who added a new dimension to what a point guard could be. A true scoring and leadership threat. Unlike Magic, who was known for his height, passing, and team orchestration, Thomas was smaller in stature, standing just 6 feet 1 inch, but he made up for it with skill, toughness, and an indomitable, competitive spirit. His career with the Detroit Pistons, particularly during the Bad Boys era, showcased a point guard who could control a game, carry a team offensively, and dominate under pressure. Isiah Thomas exemplified the balance between playmaking and scoring. While Magic focused heavily on orchestrating the Lakers' fast-paced Showtime offense, Thomas demonstrated that a point guard could be both a facilitator and the primary offensive weapon. He had quickness, sharp handles, and an unmatched ability to read defenses, which allowed him to penetrate the lane, draw defenders, and either finish at the rim or dish to open teammates. His scoring ability forced opponents to respect him as a dual threat, making the Pistons' offense unpredictable and difficult to defend. Beyond his physical skills, Thomas introduced a new level of leadership and toughness to the point guard position. He could control tempo, call plays under pressure, and remain composed in high-stakes situations. Perhaps his most iconic moment came during the 1989 Eastern Conference Finals, when he scored 25 points in a single quarter against the Boston Celtics, a performance that remains one of the greatest individual scoring bursts in NBA playoff history. This demonstrated that point guards could carry a team through sheer skill and willpower, not just strategic passing. Thomas also helped bridge the gap between Magic's traditional playmaking style and the emerging, modern scoring-focused guard. His ability to blend creativity, speed, and scoring paved the way for point guards in the 1990s and beyond, such as John Stockton, Gary Payton, and eventually Steph Curry. He proved that size wasn't everything. Basketball IQ, skill, and fearlessness could redefine the role just as much as height and vision had in Magic's era. In short, Isiah Thomas represents the transition point in point guard evolution. Magic Johnson reimagined the position with innovation and size. Thomas made it clear that a point guard could also be a scoring leader, a clutch performer, and a team-driving force, even without towering stature. He added an edge and intensity that would influence the next generation of dynamic, scoring-capable point guards. Thomas's legacy lies in showing that point guards can dominate games in multiple ways, not just by distributing the ball, but by taking control when the moment demands it. He laid the groundwork for the modern balance of scoring and playmaking that defines the elite point guards of today. 3. Steph Curry era, the revolution of shooting. By the 2010s, the point guard position had already undergone major transformations thanks to legends like Magic Johnson and Isiah Thomas. But Steph Curry brought a revolution that would forever change how point guards and basketball itself are played. Curry didn't rely on size like Magic or sheer toughness like Thomas. Instead, he transformed the point guard role through shooting, spacing, and off-the-ball movement, creating a style that reshaped modern basketball. Curry's signature weapon is, of course, the three-point shot. While long-range shooting existed before him, no player had integrated it into the game as seamlessly or as frequently as Curry. His ability to pull up from 30-plus feet with accuracy under pressure forces defenses to extend far beyond the paint. This spacing opens lanes for teammates and disrupts traditional defensive schemes. Point guards now had to be not only facilitators, but also dynamic scoring threats from anywhere on the court. But Curry's impact isn't limited to shooting. His off-ball movement and relentless cutting create opportunities, even when he doesn't have the ball. He constantly stretches defenses, making his team's offense more fluid and unpredictable. Unlike previous eras, where the point guard primarily initiated plays, Curry demonstrates that a modern point guard can influence the game without touching the ball every possession. His presence alone dictates defensive rotations, leaving his teammates in prime positions to score. Another key element of Curry's influence is his speed and decision-making. Combined with quick handles and lightning-fast release, Curry can attack defenses in transition or in the half court with equal efficiency. This combination of shooting, movement, and tempo control makes him arguably the most dangerous point guard in history, not by size or brute force, but by precision skill and strategic dominance. Steph Curry didn't just change how point guards score, he changed how teams think about spacing, tempo, and the value of shooting. His success with the Golden State Warriors inspired a generation of guards to expand their range, develop quick decision-making, and embrace versatility. He showed that point guards could dominate games through skill and strategy rather than physicality or traditional playmaking alone. In essence, Curry revolutionized the position, from Magic's orchestration to Thomas's scoring edge. Curry added a new layer, the ability to reshape defenses and control games from the perimeter. His era proves that the evolution of the point guard is ongoing, and in the modern NBA, shooting and spacing are just as crucial as passing and leadership. 4. Luka Doncic era, the complete modern point guard. As the evolution of the point guard continues, Luka Doncic represents the ultimate synthesis of everything that came before. Magic Johnson brought size, vision, and leadership. Isiah Thomas introduced scoring and clutch play. Steph Curry revolutionized shooting and spacing. Luka combines all these elements into a single, unstoppable package, redefining what a modern point guard can be in the NBA. From the moment he arrived in the league, Luka's skill set stood out. At 6 feet 7 inches, he possesses the height and court vision reminiscent of Magic, allowing him to survey defenses and make pinpoint passes under pressure. His ability to anticipate movements, read rotations, and find open teammates is elite, making him a floor general who elevates everyone around him. Like Magic, Luka can dictate tempo, turning fast breaks into scoring opportunities and orchestrating half-court sets with intelligence and flair. Yet Luka also brings the scoring threat of Isiah Thomas. He is equally comfortable creating his own shot, driving to the basket, or posting up smaller defenders. Luka's step-back jumper has become one of the most lethal moves in the league, and he frequently finishes through contact, showing a combination of skill and fearlessness that few point guards possess. This scoring versatility makes him extremely difficult to defend, as teams must respect his ability to score from all three levels, at the rim, mid-range, and beyond the arc. Speaking of three-point shooting, Luka has also incorporated aspects of Steph Curry's revolution. While he isn't a pure shooter like Curry, Luka uses spacing, quick release, and high basketball IQ to stretch defenses and create opportunities. His off-ball movement and court awareness mirror Curry's influence, allowing him to impact the game even when he isn't handling the ball. This combination of size, scoring, and court vision is rare, creating a point guard who is truly multidimensional. What makes Luka the definitive modern point guard is his ability to blend leadership, versatility, and statistical dominance. He controls games like Magic, scores like Thomas, and manipulates defenses like Curry, all while still making teammates better. In today's NBA, where positionless basketball and versatility reign supreme, Luka epitomizes the next step in the evolution of point guards. A player who can do it all at an elite level and in every situation, Luka Doncic proves that the point guard of the future isn't just a facilitator, a shooter, or a scorer. It's someone who combines all of these traits to dominate and redefine the game. He's the blueprint for the modern NBA floor general, and the evolution continues. 5. The evolution, summarized, from Magic to Luka. The journey of the point guard position in the NBA is nothing short of remarkable. From the flashy, floor general brilliance of Magic Johnson to the scoring prowess of Isiah Thomas, the shooting revolution of Steph Curry, and finally, the all-in-one dominance of Luka Doncic. Each era has reshaped what it means to run a team and influence a game. Looking at the evolution as a whole, we can see a clear progression of skills, responsibilities, and impact. Magic Johnson's era set the foundation. He showed that a point guard could be more than just a facilitator, blending size, vision, and leadership to control the pace and flow of the game. Magic didn't just pass the ball. He orchestrated entire offenses and elevated the players around him. His versatility and charisma proved that point guards could dominate in multiple facets of the game, inspiring future generations to think bigger about the role. Following Magic, Isiah Thomas added a new layer, scoring and competitive toughness. Thomas demonstrated that a point guard could carry a team offensively while still distributing the ball effectively. His ability to take over games in clutch situations introduced a scoring dimension that complemented Magic's facilitation, bridging the gap between the traditional floor general and the modern dual threat guard. Then came Steph Curry, whose impact cannot be overstated. Curry transformed the position with long-range shooting, spacing, and off-ball movement, showing that point guards could reshape entire defenses without even touching the ball. Every play, he redefined the point guard as not only a playmaker, but also a primary scoring threat and floor-stretching weapon, influencing a generation of guards to expand their range and creativity. Finally, Luka Doncic embodies the culmination of this evolution. He fuses Magic's vision, Thomas's scoring instinct, and Curry's perimeter mastery into a single, multi-dimensional package. Luka is the complete modern point guard, versatile, strategic, physically gifted, and capable of dominating every aspect of the game. In today's NBA, where position-less basketball thrives, Luka represents the future, a player who can score, pass, rebound, and lead with equal efficiency. In essence, the evolution of the point guard reflects the broader changes in basketball itself. The role has grown from a facilitator to a multifaceted leader, combining vision, scoring, spacing, and tempo control. Each generation builds on the last, adapting to new strategies, rules, and styles of play. Magic, Thomas, Curry, and Luka aren't just great players. They are milestones in the ongoing story of basketball, showing how one position can evolve, innovate, and redefine the game. The evolution of the point guard is far from over, but one thing is clear: the game will continue to be transformed by those who dare to push the boundaries of what it means to lead on the court.